I'm a bit
Right.
thick. I like to see it twice.
Yeah, that's okay. Right, I'm recording it now.
Where do you put these recordings?
Well, these are going on my computer, and I usually send them out with a link with the meeting. So
Okay.
you get a link to it. Not sure where I'll actually store. I'll probably put it on YouTube. So if we open an image, hang on.
The reason I asked, I thought you might have put them on the club website.
Yeah, I could do.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we'll do this one. So I took this shot this afternoon. So it's deliberately bad color balance. I fixed the camera on, I think 6,200 was the color temperature, and took it under tungsten light. And all I'm holding up here is the back of a little notepad. You know, the grey cardboard you get on the back of a notepad?
Yeah.
That's usually, if you're stuck for a bit of grey card, that's usually good enough. So with an image like this, it's obviously miles out. And you can fiddle about with the temperature sliders to try and make it right, and not quite sure where you're going to be. Let's go back to as shot. But the easy answer is you pick up this little eyedropper up here called the white balance tool, and you bring it over and you go click. Ta-da! And it's done. So
that hole in your head's disappeared.
Yeah, it must have been dinner tonight. Yeah, it must have been dinner tonight. So if I go back a shot, that's what it looked like. And all that little eyedropper does is, if you put it on a part of the image which is a neutral grey, it then adjusts the colours to make it a neutral grey.
That's clever. Yeah.
Whoops, that was the wrong thing. So, dink. And it gets it pretty close.
I've taken a Kelvin from about 6,000 to 2,650.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you use that dropper, Mike, and you clicked on that red lamp behind you, it would treat that as grey and change the picture accordingly.
Yeah. So if I go
Pick
back,
the wrong thing.
Yeah. So if I pick the, whoops. That's not that bad, actually, is it? It's a neutral sort of. Hang on, let's go to there. Or I could go, I don't know, there. I haven't got a lot of bright colours in this, thinking about it, have I? So if I go to that wall, which is a sort of slightly orangey colour, it goes wrong. But it is the only time this doesn't work is if you've got very mixed lighting. So if you've got a tungsten light on one side of the face and you've got daylight coming in from the other, it won't handle that on its own. So it won't handle mixed lighting. But if you've just got an overall color cast and you're playing around and you can't decide which is the right one, if you just think to take one picture with a grey card in it, you don't have to have it in all the photos, because you can remember the settings. You can either make a note of them here, of the settings in that white balance panel, and apply that to all of them. Or if you're in Bridge or you're in Lightroom, you can synchronize that across a whole set of pictures.
You can do this in Lightroom, can you?
Yeah,
you're in Camera Raw here.
Yeah, so if I cancel that, come out of it. And Lightroom Classic. Lightroom wondered what was going on because I started it up this afternoon. I've used it for so long. My computer's getting very slow. So there's a lovely picture again. There you've got the white balance selector. Pop it over there. Dink.
Same thing.
Like
Yeah.
magic.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a simple trick to remember, that if you're doing a load of shots in awkward light or whatever, and it's important to get the color right, then just take one shot in the same lighting with either a proper Braille card. You can buy them for about £6 or £7 off Amazon, or even less on eBay.
Yeah, I've got one.
That's a sort of, but you can get away with like the back of a card like that, little notebook or anything that's great. In fact, on this picture, that collar there,
Yeah.
yeah, that collar is good enough to do the trick, near enough.
Same virtually, isn't
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, there we go.
it? Clever.
That's just, there's lots of other ways, and Andy in his video, if you look at Andy's, included a lot of extra ways that you could do it in more complex ways and more sophisticated